Hello everyone and welcome to Prison Architect 1.0. And I've been waiting all day for this. I'm actually sorry if this episode goes up a bit late. My schedule kind of ended up being a bit weirder than I expected. But anyway, here we are, the big... let's speed this up, shall we? Oh, I can't. At least not until we actually get into the prison. But it's 1.0, and I figured what better way to start off than... But now let's see, where are we here? Then, by bringing in... Ah, here we are. This is us. This is not my real name, by the way. This is just who we are. Ooh, that is kind of eerie. This is our first character. Yay! Can we move around? We can! We're locked up. I figured, you know, what better way to, get going with this? Hello? Could you let me in, Mr. Guard? I'd really like to get started here. Yeah, I'm assuming because this is the old prison from, like, before the update, we've still got some of this weirdness going on. But, hey, that's alright. It's all cool. So we're being brought into the reception. And yeah, I think I got kind of cut off somewhere. I figured we'd start with escape mode. Like, just for a moment here. You know, send off the old prison in style, as it were. Let's just, in our shackles here, just wander on off. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh. Hello? He won't let me go. Hey, sir. And I can't speed up time. Okay, that's mildly annoying. I'm assuming some of this is a bit of a... just because we're loading in an old prison. But, yeah, basically, this is escape mode, and we're gonna come back to this a little later on. Why didn't you get me first, Mr. Guard? Come on. Oh, cool, you can actually recruit. Oh, can't recruit a guard. But yeah, we'll be coming back to this later. I just figured, now I had two things I wanted to announce. What were they? I can't remember now. Yeah, they must have not been important. So, yeah, here we are. This is the old prison. If you're just oh no, I can't, zoom away. Our cell's apparently over there somewhere. Anyway, we'll get into all this later. And oh, now I remember what the two announcements are. One, I want to see your prisons, you know, to try to escape them, of course. As you can also see, my prison was a horrible, horrible mess. Look at all that blood splatter everywhere. Anyway, yes, yeah, we're wasting a lot of time here, but yeah, link me, like in the comments, link me your prisons on the Steam Workshop, or any prisons you think are interesting you'd like to see in this series. And, the other thing, a long overdue shout-out, you may have noticed that my channel art has updated a little in the last few months, and I'd like to credit that to Lewis PC for that, who kindly made me a new banner and thumbnail for the channel. So thank you very much for that. And with all that out of the way, I was kind of hoping we'd end up seeing a bit more of the old prison, but oh well. Let us move on. Like I promised, we're going to start with the campaign. So let's go to Death Row. Contract to build an execution chamber. This has pretty much been the tutorial, but that's been... Ooh. Credits and everything. This is awesome. But, yeah. Also, that one guy has a tattoo on his head. Zachary. Ooh. Yeah, so here we are, starting the campaign, and I've already lost what was I starting to say before we did this. Oh yeah, this is like long been the tutorial back in the alpha stage, so if you've been following Prison Architect for a long time, you're probably very familiar with this, so I'll try to just speed us through it so we can get to the really interesting campaign stuff. And then from there, into the regular sandbox that we've all come to know and love, and also a bit of escape mode. I figure I'll try to alternate the episodes, so it's like, we won't be getting to sandbox mode for a little bit, because I don't have a lot of spare time to build up a prison. We will get to that, though. It'll probably just be a few episodes down the line. I think until then, we'll sort of, like, alternate. And, yeah. So I pretty much talked through the entire opening cutscene. Sorry about that. Okay. Here we are. You know, this looks a little different. Oh. Hello, Mr. CEO. This is a tough one. There's a prisoner incarcerated at this facility who's been convicted of a double murder and sentenced to death. That's where we come in. We've been contracted to construct an execution chamber in time for the guy's big day. Does that really sound like the kind of voice this guy would have? I'm going to keep doing it anyway. Maybe. If I remember. And assuming it's not annoying. This is where I want the new facility to be built. This is really more of like a tough guy's voice that the chief should be having, shouldn't it? Oh well. CEO should be tough. The first step of any project like this is to construct the building itself, with enough space inside to fit an execution room and a holding cell. Alright, easy enough. Let's get started. Construct a new building here. We will also need an entrance to the new execution facility. Build a large jail door near the south wall. Okay, that's easy enough. So, yeah, the whole point of... Also, if you've been watching for a while, you know I prefer brick over concrete for my building material of choice, though it really doesn't make much difference. But now what do you want? It's always something, isn't it? Your workmen are responsible for the construction of buildings. They'll collect the steel and concrete from the storeroom and take it to the construction site. They'll use those raw materials to build the foundations and framework of your new building. This is the slowest part of construction, so you should plan ahead when building new facilities. Yes, I want double that. If you notice, if you have been around and watched my last Alpha Prison, that's basically what ends up happening when you have a good idea, but you don't plan it all the way through and then things fall apart. Anyway, while we wait, take a look around. Use WASD or the arrow keys to move around, and use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Okay, mouse wheel. Woo, zoom in and out. I should probably stop doing that. That might be. And let's speed up time. Also, here's a crazy thing that I can't believe I didn't notice in all the hours I've played. You hit the space bar to pause the game. Ugh. That's like any game with pause, 101. How did I not know this? Inside the building, I want it... You know what, I'm just gonna give up with the voices. Unless you like them, but I won't know that until the next episode. You know what, we'll keep up the voices. I can't make up my mind for anything, can I? Inside the building, I want a cell and an execution room. Partition the space by constructing some brick walls. Okay, let's pause time, just because I like pausing time. Brick, all the brick, and then turn that off. And, yeah, as you've probably figured out by now, just by watching this, if you're new to Prison Architect, the campaign is basically a tutorial. And if you are new to Prison Architect, I would highly recommend it, because, hey, why not? Plus, I could be wrong, but maybe, the final chapter of the campaign transitions you into sandbox mode, so there's some interesting possibilities there. Now add large jail doors to those dividing walls. Click to continue. You can rotate an object before placement by clicking the middle mouse button, or press R. Okay, that's also good advice. And I click the button, even though I don't have anything picked up yet. Bloop. Bloop. And speed up. Oh. No, that's all good. Alright. That's looking good. We now need to design rooms within those spaces. Designate a cell in the smaller area where a condemned inmate will live. Then designate the execution room itself in a larger area. Okay, that's easy enough. We want our cell over here. Bloop. And our execution room over here. Bloop. Now we need objects for these rooms. Let's these new rooms have requirements before they become functional. The cell needs a bed and a toilet. The execution room requires the electric chair. And there's more to it than just this, or there can be if you so choose, but I won't really get into that since the tutorial, or the campaign will probably cover that over time. Plus, I can't hook things up for the utilities yet. But yeah, the bed and toilet is all you need for a minimum functioning cell, but it is possible to have better cells, if you so desire. Also, this is a bigger than usual cell. 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3. Oh, yeah. That's the essentials taken care of, but there are still a few improvements you can make. It's up to you, though. Those aren't strictly required. Oh yeah, I see, he tells us. They aren't strictly required. Depends how much you care about your prisoners and their environment. And I do care about my prisoners, just as long as they make me the money. The cell itself can be improved with an outward-facing window and a small bookshelf. And that's just some of the additions. And the facility would look better with a higher quality floor material, like wooden floorboards or mosaic tiles. Now, with those tiles and stuff, I don't think for the most part that has any effect, though some tiles do increase or lower movement speed. Outside, you could add some lighting and a paved pathway if you think it needs it. Exactly. Oh, I just realized here's where I'm going to fail utterly with trying to do voices. This is the man in question. Edward Romsey. A teacher once, would you believe? It's not our place to decide if he deserves this. The law has made that decision. We're just here to do a job. Once you are satisfied the facility is ready, you can begin the prisoner transfer to his new cell. Simply click on the Polaroid in his cell to initiate the transfer. That's a campaign-specific thing. Alright, so add a window, bookshelf, and better flooring. You know what? Why not? We're good architects, are we not? Let's do something like that, and then like that. Why can I not? That is unusual. Why can't I attach there? I can put something here. Why is there... Is that technically a tile there? I can put dirt there. That's indoor only. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Alright. Bookshelf. Window. So you can look outside. Lights. Why do I want lights? I guess we'll put those outside. Build a path. Yeah, I do want to build a path, Mr. Game, but you're not letting me for some reason. Yeah, the path is not being added. Alright, we'll put dirt. Maybe there is a square here that I'm unaware of. There we go. Oh! Dirt, because one of these tiles was already here. Paving stone. Oh, concrete tiles. Those are what I like. Silly me. There we go. Oh, do I have to add the path down here as well? I completely Oh. Oh, wait. Wait, cancel. There we go. Alright, let's see if that does it. It doesn't. Why is that not counting as part of the path? Wait. Wait, I've got it. I've got you. I don't know why this path matters to me so much. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're right, and the floor inside with... let's put marble tiles. Everyone likes marble tiles for an execution, right? I know I do. And we'll have sterile tiles in here. And here. And here. And here. Because we... Oh, it's already done. Alright, let's get this show on the road. As you may recall, towards the end of our last Architect, or at the end of the alpha, I got really obsessed for some reason with watching an execution. Incoming call from the chief. You see, here's where the tough guy voice should have been. Do I dare try a stereotypical Irish accent for the cop? I don't think so. Don't shed one tear for this guy. I'm not even giving him a voice. I'm gonna give up with the voices for other characters. He's a stone-cold killer, guilty as charged. He even confessed. Want to hear his description of what he did? It's juicy stuff. It was around 11 p.m. The lights were already on. I knew she was home. Flashback time. A wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Don't ask what the sound effect there was all about. Dee-doo-doo. Alright, so just coming on home from a hard day at work. Oh, the door's open. What's this? Oh no! Well, that would be very awkward to walk in on. Oh, and he had a gun already. I knew I'd catch you two here. Edward's wife, Susan. Did she have a name earlier? I almost swear there was a time earlier in the alpha where it just said Edward's wife and she had no name until the execution. Anyway, Edward, Don't! Just don't! What are you going to do? It's amazing how with, like, such a, like, simple, sort of, like, light-hearted looking game, like, how serious the subject matter can kind of be. It's really awesome, if I say so myself. I mean, that's a pretty grisly murder scene. Also convenient censoring, by the way the bodies fell. Man, that would be pretty rough to walk in on. Clear as day if you ask me. Deserves every volt he's gonna get. All men deserve All men deserve forgiveness, even him. Are you so sure in yourself that you can deal out with such final judgment? Catching your wife with another man is no excuse for what he did. And he went there with a loaded gun, knowing he'd find them together. That's double premeditated murder. That is true. That is true. He's done nothing but cooperate with the authorities. The state is making an example of him. If he'd committed his crime 100 miles north, he'd be looking at life imprisonment instead. How is that justice? Wait, why am I suddenly giving the priest a slightly tough guy voice? Do you want a guy like this running free? I'll sleep just fine at night when I know he's gone. Real Green Mile stuff going on here. Oh, time to say hello to the CEO again. Good work so far. However, there is one problem. The execution room isn't functioning yet because it doesn't have any power. Of course it doesn't. We need to connect it to the electrical supply. That's simple enough. We are now viewing the prison in utilities mode, which shows us the electrical wiring layout for the entire prison. Each building in the prison is connected to the power grid by these thick underground electric cables. Power is provided to the prison by this substation, which draws electricity from the national grid. As you can see, this entire wing of prison cells is without power. All the lights are out. Also, that guy's name is Steak. To fix this problem, we first need to switch into utilities mode to understand why the lights are without power. It's because someone didn't wire the place properly. The nearest electrical cables are too far away. Our engineers can't complete the wiring for this area. Extend the electrical cables nearby to cover this wing of the prison. Alright. Simple job, really. Just go on in, and click and drag. And then do this to wire it all together. Now, I believe he goes into a little thing about capacitors, so I'm gonna preempt that. Oh no, I can't. The game's wise to me. Oh wait. I can plot one there. Why can't I put... Oh wait. Why can't I put... What's the... As far as I can tell, there's nothing there, but it doesn't want to let me put them down. Let's put capacitors everywhere it'll let us. Just to preempt any power outage issues. Of course, they're doing the wiring job first, because I believe jobs are prioritized based on the order they're done in, or queued up. So, we're probably going to see all the power in this place go out. Oh no, wait, never mind. Alright, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit there, because I do know how that works. Oh! Incoming call. Lights aren't the only thing that needs power. Your new electric chair does too. Use the power cables to connect the execution facility to the power grid, which we've already done, actually. Or are in the process of. The electric chair itself is a special type of electrical item. It requires its own dedicated power line. You'll need to connect it up directly with mains cables, which we have done. Now, yeah, basically as you... Oh. Stop interrupting me, CO. We're almost done, I think. We should test the new execution room at least once before we try to use it, though. I'm just going to turn it on for a few seconds, make sure everything is okay. Huzzah! I wonder if he'll have extra dialogue. Well, that didn't work. Looks like we drew too much power and tripped his circuit breaker in the... What? In the power station. The whole prison is dark. He's lying. We're going to need more juice to be able to handle the power spike that the electric chair generates. And then he's going to tell us to go build these. Oh! First, we need to turn the power back on. This is a two-step process. Switch the power station back on by clicking on it and selecting the switch on in the menu. Then build 3 more capacitors so we have enough power capacity to handle the electric chair. Once you've done that, test the electric chair again by clicking on it and selecting switch on in the menu. Alright, we've actually done that, but it wants to make an example of me for trying to skip ahead. I see. A lot of guards hanging out in this canteen, which is actually not a bad idea. Though, having them there in the middle of the night is not. Oh, is it gonna make me actually build them because I cheated and went ahead? Oh! There. Test the electric chair again. Switch on! Oh. Well done. I believe we are finished with this job. What happens now is out of our hands. We did a professional job, and that's important in our business. Try not to worry about what happens next. Flashback time again. A wibble wobble, wibble wobble, wibble wobble. Ah, guilt. It's undone many a criminal mastermind over the years. Can I help you? Are you looking for forgiveness, my son? I don't know. I have to do something. I can't live with the things I've done. You have to turn yourself in. Whatever you've done, you cannot evade the consequences. You will never be able to live with yourself until you face up to your past. I want to go back. I want to forgive her. I want her to forgive me. What does she have to forgive you for? Except for, the whole brutally murdering her and her lover thing. God will forgive you no matter what you've done, if you ask him to. But you must answer for your crimes in the eyes of the law. There is no other way. Also, we can see why the priest feels so guilty about this whole affair. He pretty much is the guy who convinced him to turn himself in. It's time, Edward. You have done the right thing, even though this world will not forgive you for it. You will be with God soon, and he will have the final judgment on you. And of course, the big part of all this is the question of, is the death penalty a righteous punishment? I'm not going to answer that question. Of course, I try not to get too black and white with things. I imagine, like with most issues in life, it's a situational thing that you have to ask yourself. Plus, if the death penalty didn't exist, we would never get a... I really shouldn't be talking during this heavy moment, but... yeah, we wouldn't have awesome movies like The Green Mile if there was no such thing as the death penalty. Speaking of, I'd highly recommend watching that movie if you haven't seen it. Alright, moment of silence now. Edward Romsey, you have been found guilty of 2 counts of murder in the 1st degree. The penalty is death. Do you have anything to say? Susan. I'm sorry. Bit of a retrospective here. I should have ooh, that was a really harsh pronunciation of the S there, but I should have given Edward a really, nerdy sounding voice. Just to contrast, the whole seriousness of, the whole double murder bit. And here I am making light, a virtual character just got executed. I almost said murdered. But that would be incorrect given the circumstances. Oh, we're going straight into Chapter 2, awesome. Palermo. Oh my. There's a crisis brewing at one of our other facilities. Someone started a fire in the prison kitchen. The priority is to put it out, stop any casualties, and prevent more damage. Use the emergency services button in the toolbar to call the fire brigade. Get this fire under control before it burns the whole prison down. Alright, we're gonna pause here. Because... we gotta pause, right? Yes. Wow. Let it burn. Let it all burn. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. A bit longer than usual, but hey, I think it's worth it considering that I'm actually going to be a bit late uploading this video today. So, in the meantime, though, thank you all for watching. I hope you are all like just as excited about this whole 1.0 update as I am. And yeah, this is the start of a brand new series, technically. It's extra important that you like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. Get the word out. And thank you all again for watching. And I am really excited to see our people's prisons and getting back to building our own and seeing what else is going on in the campaign. So as we watch the whole world burn, I will see you all in the next video.